can you see this person's perspective,
Right.
but can you see beyond this barrier that is in front of you right now? And we do get to that place of gratitude and actually appreciation. Now, it takes us refusing to stay in a victim mindset in order to do that.
Y'all, I gotta be honest. Right before we go on, Terry's, let's just do this. Let's just do this.
Let's just do
We've
it.
we've already got people saying, I'm getting popcorn for this one. It's literally when life, little frustrations, when the little things happen and you just go, my world is falling apart and everybody thinks it's a little damn thing. Sometimes the little things are the devil, right? It's the little things.
Girl, all the time. All the time. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to it is the little things. I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit because I don't have my phone to silence on Do Not Disturb today because it's the little things.
Okay, we're going to start out why we're talking about this today. Okay, let's talk about that for just a half a hot minute.
Yes. Well, I don't have my phone with me, ladies and gentlemen, because while I was at the top of a mountain in Vermont, I went to a porta potty and I had my phone in my back pocket, which I never do for a good reason, because now my phone is at the bottom of a porta potty at the top of a mountain in Vermont. And
welcome to Vermont.
That's right. Welcome to Vermont. And yes, talk about the derailing of the little things that can happen that aren't really necessarily little things. Because losing your phone is not really, I mean, in the grand scheme of thing and world peace and famine and all that, yes, losing your phone is a very small thing. But when you have all of your client contact and you have all of your phone information and your schedule on that, because my life is in the palm of my hand, or it was, well, it wasn't, it was in my back pocket. Yeah, I had a choice. And actually I was with Donna, my aunt, who listens to us regularly and has been on the show before. And, you know, and she said to me, you know, this should be a topic for you and Devon, because you've just sort of taken this and gone, well, shit, literally and figuratively, but I didn't let it ruin the day, the trip, the rest of the hour. There was too much around me unfolding that was really beautiful for me to get lost in, you know, and those are waves, because those waves come along, whether it's a flat tire, whether it's losing your phone, whether it's whatever it is, you know, your dog pooping, getting sick and pooping on the carpet. That happened too this morning.
Okay.
So, lots of things.
True. This morning, I woke up to the sound of a dog yakking, a dog that sleeps as close to me as possible. And I was the recipient of that gift, you know, and it could have, it's so funny that you would say that. It was just the sound that is, I don't care how deep a sleep you're in, you will wake up to first. I don't have children, but I do have dogs. And when they're sleeping with you and you love it, and all of a sudden you go, uh-oh, everything changes in that moment. Now, how do you take a small thing to you, to the world, and keep it from being a big thing for you? Good morning from Tim. Happy Hump Day, gorgeous ladies. And Lord, today.
We are just here to be a blessing and a ray of sunshine.
That's right. Oh, crap moment. Well, another phone. Here we go, and keep it moving.
Yeah. And the kicker to that was I just got this phone August 21st.
Oh, so did you get the insurance?
Later. Yes, I did.
Thank you.
So there's a gift in all of that.
There is a gift. Get the insurance.
You know.
Well, let's look at a few of the gifts that you had while you were on vacay. Just seeing these beautiful sights. Let us talk about the rainbows at Niagara Falls. And where was this?
That was in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, you did go to Salem.
Yeah.
And this is in Salem too, isn't it?
It is in Salem. It is indeed. Yep. That's called the Witch House.
Yep. I've been there. I've been there. Look at the lighthouses. How many did you get to see on this trip?
We saw probably 5 or 6. This one happens to be in York, Maine. So we saw this one. So the first one that we saw was at Lake Erie. This is in Salem as well, the Salem Harbor. Yep, that's a cute little one. That's from Hocus Pocus, guys. If y'all seen Hocus Pocus, that's Danny's house. So.
And Hocus Pocus was also the movie that they just showed in White House at their big fall festival. There, you know, everybody at the park. Yeah, they show that. I love that. And covered bridges. Oh my gosh.
This is Vermont. This was actually this actually was after I lost my phone. Because I had my big camera with me, and I just thought, you know, I've been taking pictures with it too, and I just kept taking pictures and kept enjoying the trip.
Oh
yeah,
man, what a view! And these pictures, I mean, they just look like they stepped out of a calendar, you know.
Well, it's funny that this picture is the last picture that I had taken with my phone, and then I thought, you know what, I want to get my big camera out and get a picture of this too. So that's the last picture with my little phone
before it hit the porta potty.
Before it hit the fan.
And of course, you know, did you ride your bicycle in like, oh my gosh.
Girl, we went to Martha's Vineyard. This is riding the bicycle in Martha's Vineyard.
Incredible. Yeah. So one of the things that I think is the first way to keep the little stuff from completely derailing you is to look for the blessings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I called my daughter, and I told her, I said, you're not going to believe what happened. And I told her, and I get this, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Snively whiplash, but you know, this little, that thing where you can't quite tell if somebody's laughing or not. And I said, are you laughing? And she was like, not at all. No. And that's just that truly is just the way that it's like, you know, yes, little things can happen to derail us. It is a choice in a second, whether or not, and here's a chemical thing for us, whether or not we allow those chemicals to be activated that start that slow spiral into, oh my gosh, what else can happen? There was no way on the top of a mountain in Vermont I was going to say what else could happen. No way. Not in my vocabulary. But
people,
you know,
look, it's like take one step backwards and say,
well, that's all you can do, you know.
Rhonda, hi ladies, curves are thrown my way every day. Last Sunday, 3 hours to get my shoes on, but I did it. Took me 20 minutes. You must see the blessings in everything. Absolutely.
You know what? And if you can't find blessings, then at least laugh. Just allow yourself to laugh. There's no blessing in my phone being in the bottom of a 2.5-foot porta potty that's well used. There's not a blessing in that at all. However, I did make the conscious choice to enjoy the rest of the day and to stop and take pictures and to, you know, just enjoy. I see Elizabeth. She laughed right out loud when she read that. And you don't have to be sorry, Elizabeth. Honey, if that brought you a moment of giggling and you know, stirred up some emotions of just giddiness, then that is a blessing right there. That because it's fixable. There are some things in life, you know, we talk about a catastrophic loss or something. Those things are not necessarily fixable. This phone, it is a hiccup, curveball. It's replaceable. This is manageable. It'll be a little, like most hiccups are and most hindrances, it's going to be a little, you know, rocky. Nothing that can't be navigated if you're willing to see that it in fact is there's a navigation system there, and it's right here.
You know, I had a real sweet dog who never did anything wrong, and it involved a phone as well, and it was a phone that I had just gotten, and she got it, and it had a rubber casing on the outside. Well, to her, rubber casing. Oh, I must have I must be supposed to chew this. But she bit into the screen and it messed everything up. I went to the phone place and I said, can this be salvaged? She said, no. But of course, you've got everything backed up because it's in the cloud. And he went back and he said, you know what? You're not on the cloud. Your particular thing that you bought didn't have cloud thing. And I had pictures. My last pictures with my dad were on that phone. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I just lost it. I just lost it right there in the phone place. I just lost it. And then he looked at me and he took my hand and he said, do you remember that moment? And I said, yeah, like it was yesterday. And he goes, that's all you need. And then I thought, it is all I need. Mm-hmm. I remember that moment. Do I really want that picture with my dad hooked up to tubes in the hospital? Or do I have every great memory that I've ever had with my dad? And I realized that that picture or that capture, that whatever, it's not the reality.
Right.
And in that moment, when that man did the kindness of taking my hand and go, do you remember that moment? Mm-hmm. It's just like the tears went away. It's like, yeah, I remember. And so sometimes losing a phone or losing a record or losing those things, look for the blessing. 2, do you have the memory? Do you have it in your heart? There was a time, and I know this is going to freak everybody out because we have forgotten that we had a time in our life we didn't have a cell phone.
What?
Every picture that we had was not on the cloud or whatever. We had photographs. Sometimes we had Polaroids. Sometimes we had pictures, and sometimes those got damaged or burned up in a fire. It's the memory that we have. So 2, store the memory. Put down your phone sometimes and don't look through the screen, and save the memory.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, and the thing is with the little things, we can make mountains out of molehills really, really easy because life has sort of framed up in a large way that the other shoe is always going to fall. The other shoe is out there. You know what? The other shoe, is there another shoe? I don't know, because I don't wear shoes most of this trip. So I didn't have another shoe to fall. But I will say this. There were moments that, yes, I reached for the phone because I wanted to send my loved ones a picture of something amazing. I wanted to share it with them. But you know what? I got my big camera out. I took the picture and I said, when I get back to the hotel, I'll put the card in and I'll do the thing and I'll do the thing. And then I realized, I don't want to do all that. I want to take a shower. I want to watch the sunset. I want to be in this moment. Mm-hmm. So again, whether it is a flat tire, whether it is, not getting your car registered in time, whether it's a dozen broken eggs, whatever it is, just know that if it is something that is fixable, yes, there might be a hiccup along the way. There might be an unexpected curveball, but the key is that it is fixable, that, we can get another phone. There are bigger things going on in this world than me not having a phone. Now, did it throw me this morning when I woke up and thought, it's Monday? And then I said, no, it's not. It's Wednesday. And I thought, oh my goodness. Okay. I've got clients today. And some of them I got in touch with, some of them I didn't. I'm pretty sure after our launch date today, there's a window from 1:30 to 2:30 that I had somebody scheduled. And for the life of me, I don't know who that is. I cannot remember. So the thing there is, I know that the people that I work with are loving, understanding. Sometimes we can all be edgy. But I know that they know my intention is I've put it all on social media. I've put it everywhere I could put it, right? So you just don't, there's just no reason to spiral yourself down. Mm-hmm. You know that you've done everything you can do and you release it. Remember, we talk about this all the time. I'm releasing it.
I bless you. I release you.
That's what
Elizabeth,
I
they
said to my
will,
phone.
and they'll show up. I bless you. I release you. So real. Our friend from Spain, Glow Flamenco, is watching today, and she is, yes, it is. We're anything but real, but not real. We will be real with you, and so look for the blessing, create the memory, living in the moment,
Yes.
enjoy that moment. And sometimes little things happen. A big thing, little thing is the computer crashes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a computer that I'm having issues with, so I'm on a different computer today. So there's some issues with the camera in this particular computer that was provided for me by the company that I work with. It has issues. It goes dark, it gets light. It goes dark, it gets light. And there are some issues with this computer. So could I lose my mind and go crazy? Well, I could, because I am fanatical about technology. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm just showing up.
And I just thought it was my sunny disposition fading in and shining up real bright on your face over the internet.
That's it. That's it.
And you're right. We have these things that um, life life unfolds continually.
Mm-hmm.
Life unfolds continually. If you are a person that is pretty wound up about stuff, you can get wound up real quick. My neighbor, I ran home from my office to do our thing today.
Mm-hmm.
And just as I sit down and get started, my neighbor is cutting his grass next door. So I can hear that in my head. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but
Mm-mm.
if I were going to get stirred up, I would already have a trajectory of that, because it would be the phone's in the toilet in Vermont. What else can go wrong? Oh, my replacement, I couldn't get that thing hooked up. What else can go wrong? There's a lawnmower. What else could go wrong? If I am seeking all the things that can go wrong, the brain is going to find them. The brain is going to go, oh, you want to know what else, sister? Well, just sit back and grab your popcorn, because I'm fixing to light your world up. And it'll just start, just everything, right?
All the bad, all the bad.
All the bad.
Elizabeth shares, I just had someone in my life who had a major frustration happen. When he told me about it, he didn't sound upset. He laughed and said, it happens. So out of character. And I love that he was able to do that.
Absolutely. And we're all
Yeah.
able to do it. It's just whether or not in that moment, what a blessing that is that Elizabeth got to see in that moment. She saw a different side of somebody that was out of character, but maybe it's a new trend.
Maybe
Right?
it's a new trend. Joyce, I lost my little book with my passwords in it, and I was frantic. I finally just sat down and breathed, and I just asked God to put it in my hand. And I want you to know I always keep it, but it had not been there. Wow. It was where she'd always kept it. And it's just
Mhm.
like opened up. I do a little thing when I lose stuff, like I'll lose my keys. I'll have them and they will just disappear, like gremlins picked them up in the night and hid them. His name might be Mike the dog, and he might have put them somewhere, or a kitty cat played with it. It's on a long lanyard. It hangs up, might have put it underneath the bed. It doesn't matter. I lose my keys. I have a tile on it. I lose my dadgum keys. I've got them here, and I can lose them in my hand. But I say the St. Anthony's prayer. Does it help me find things? I always find them when I say that prayer. Is it St. Anthony? I don't know. I think it's just me doing something that makes my heart feel better.
Makes your heart feel better and calms your mind and stops that cycle of frantic, panic, frantic, panic, frantic. When Joyce said she sat down, she got calm, and then she discovered them.
I couldn't get this live on my phone today. Technology is often not my friend, but maybe it's God's way of getting my attention. Could be.
Just before, we were a few minutes late today because I got in and signed on my computer, and the dial just turned and turned and turned. And I was like, well, I can't even send Devon a text to tell her. It's like, we're just going to wait this out. And sure enough, right before it popped on, and it's all good. Again, we can choose, and sometimes it may be challenging to see the bright side, but we can choose
Right.
to see the things, that just to see it for what it is and not what we're trying to make it and not what we want it to be. A phone is a lost phone. And quite honestly, if I was going to lose my phone any kind of way, I am all about this story about losing it in 2.5 foot of poop in the top of a mountain in Vermont. I'd rather do that than to say, oh, I dropped it and it broke.
There
Because I
are
did that too. The last phone.
Get the insurance. Okay.
Got it.
There's some things. Having a hard copy calendar. Those are some little things that we can do to safeguard. But just understanding, don't sweat the small stuff. Number two, it's all small stuff. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it is a small thing, and we can just go with what we have. And, there are things that we can let completely derail us. Okay, we're going into the holiday season. Burning something during the holiday meal that is key and crucial. We put a lot of emotion over certain dishes that have to be on the table, because that Tim is still rolling on the floor laughing, the potty story. He's still laughing about it. That's just awesome. That is great. And that is another thing, is learning to laugh. I was at a family dinner, and everybody's got emotional ways they have to have things fixed. So I have to have my sweet potatoes with pecans and brown sugar on top. Other people have to have the marshmallow kind. This particular meal, we gave the marshmallow ones to a teenager that said it has to be this way. And she put it in and put it on broil to get the toasty marshmallows, and walked away and started playing on her phone. It caught fire.
Oh my.
It caught fire. So taking it, I said, I just really calmly, I took it outside, a flame, and got the fire out with a towel, outside where it was safe, and scraped off the burned part. I said, look, have you never been to a marshmallow cookout or made s'mores and the marshmallow caught fire? You blew out the fire and ate the marshmallow that was all runny inside? Yes, I have. Said, that's what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. And it had runny marshmallow over the top, and it was delish. And it was not the perfect, beautiful meal thing, but we looked at that, and then we talked about the memory associated with that dish.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the biggest thing that we can do for ourselves and our sanity in those moments when we have those missteps and something doesn't go just the way we had hoped that it would, having kindness for our own self and an expansive heart, so that we can just go, well, poop, like it'll, I mean, I say to people all the time, it could be better, it could be worse. It is what it is. Like it's going to be better or it's going to be worse, depending on the label that we attach to it. The marshmallow things, that could have turned into a big thing. It's just ruined, and now what? And no, it's not. It's not ruined. It's modified, and you just continue going.
Right. Elizabeth, I had my whole family over for Thanksgiving one year, and the sink clogged, backed up, and I had 2 inches of water throughout the kitchen and dining room. We could only laugh.
Absolutely. Yes, and I'm sure that in the moment could have been incredibly stressful, but it is it is about seeing it for what it is, and of course taking care of what you need to take care of, but right. choosing to not let things derail us when there's so many bigger things in life that are, that are potential major derailers. And the little things, which for your 2 inches of water in your floor might derail one person, where somebody else can go, oh my gosh, I just see, she says, she was about 27 and horrified. Absolutely. But you can look back now and talk about those 2 inches of water and that Thanksgiving that you will never forget.
and you will laugh about it now. And mine was the turkey. I put in one of those tin throwaway disposable containers, but it was too heavy a turkey. And when I picked it up, it cracked, and turkey grease went out all over the floor. And I think when I moved from that house, they probably still had some remnants of turkey grease, because I skated for a long time in that kitchen, as much as, I mean, I used everything to do it. And I had 28 people at my house to eat that year. 28 people in my little 900 square foot house in Donaldson. I mean, I was just about putting the TV tray over in the guest bathroom. You know, I mean, it was just like I had lots of people and lots of food. That's the year that everybody came to my house, but everybody talked about it. Everybody talked about the food, and it was a grand time, but at the same time, horrifying in the moment. But it's just, you do have to kind of roll with some things. Janet, I'm cracking up at the potty story. Thank you. I needed a good laugh today. Well, you know what? We've all laughed at Teri's expense.
You are so welcome. Well, actually, it's not even my expense. It's not costing me a dime, because I had insurance on it. So, you know, I mean, I mean, when we wrap this up today, I'm going to the AT&T store, and I'm going to get my replacement phone hooked up, and they're going to do whatever they do. And then I'm going to resume life just like I resumed it before I sat down to do our thing today. I mean, it really is just about life, life. You know, I mean, there's so many things that we miss when we get derailed with the small things that are truly small things. But because we have a tendency with life experiences for things to always happen to me, then what happens is the brain starts finding all those things. And some of those things just aren't that big of a deal. I mean, exactly. Things are people, we get stopped at a red light and people are like, oh gosh, this always happens to me. It's a red light. It happens to all of us, you know. I mean,
truth.
It's just how we attach to those things. So
Janet also, you know, she's thanking us for the laughter. She lost her great nephew yesterday, tragically. I sure needed something to make me smile today. We are happy to provide you the smiles, but so sorry that you had that loss. And like I said, there are things that are real. That is a real tragedy. That is a real loss. And
yes. Sending you some love, Janet, because that's not easy to navigate.
Elizabeth, I bet it was a small house full of big love. And it was at my house that year that the turkey grease made a skating rink out of my little kitchen. You know, Joyce, I'm learning better that things I cannot control are going to come up from time to time. I always have a huge Easter celebration every year at our local Pegram Park, and it used to stress me, hoping the weather would be good. I finally decided it was something out of my control. The weather, yes. Oh, that is brilliant. That is one of the little things that can just derail us completely.
Right. And here's the thing with that. You know, when you do your Easter thing, it's either you commit to it, rain or shine. It's like rain or shine, we're having this Easter egg hunt. Or it's we'll postpone if it rains. And then that way, that takes it right out of the brain ether that we have to consume and worry about it. You know, sometimes we want things to be so, and I don't use perfect in a way of, you know, like perfectionism, but we just want things to be perfect for other people. You know, we want things to be fun. And life is not always heavy, and it's not always light. So it's going to come with contrast. And it's the important thing is how we handle the contrast. You know, how do you choose, and it is a choice, to handle those all of the things, but primarily, you know, the little things that pop up, because when we overreact or we overstimulate our brain when the little things pop up, then when the big things pop up, there's no clarity there at all. So
that's good.
Real important not to unintentionally compound the stuff, because the stuff is always there.
Suzanne, thanks, ladies. I sat here listening while carving my pumpkin. It made a happy time for me. Happy Halloween. Oh, a
There
happy
you go.
Halloween to you too. Um, you know, Elizabeth says, I bet you're going to connect that phone to the cloud. Yeah.
Girl, you just have
Mhm.
no idea. I have laughed and I have, yes. Well, I am actually, you know what? I am on the cloud. Here's the interesting thing. I'm on the cloud, but my cloud holds all of my PDFs, my documents, all of that kind of stuff that don't actually have client content on them. It's the stuff I send out to people. So I had the option pop up right before we went on the trip. It was like, your cloud is, full. Do you want to buy more space? And I thought, I don't need more space. I don't need any stinking space. Well, guess what? I need some stinking space. So,
Oh,
but you know what? I also said 2 weeks ago, I need to clean out my contacts. There's people in here I don't even know. There's people in this phone that I don't know who they are. Like, maybe it's somebody that I had a tire fix 5 years ago and I put the person's name and put tire, so that I would
yeah.
remember in that moment or that season. So this is just the way of it all happening. And it is what it is,
Hmm.
it's
Well,
and it's not even a lost phone. I know exactly where it is. The guy said,
find my phone.
would you like me to send it back to you? Because when I walked in the store and I said, may I ask you a question? And he said, oh, sure. I've heard it all. And I said, do you have a net? Because my phone's at the bottom of the porta potty and his eyes got as big as saucers. And Donna said, I bet you haven't heard that before, have you? And he said, I have not. And I was like, well, a net's not even going to do us any good because I'm not about to be cleaning that mess up. It's just going to stay where it stays. But, and he said, well, I can send it back to you. I was like, I don't need it. I
No.
have wished it well and released it.
Rhonda, social media can derail people as well. We need to live in the moment. Yes, we can get caught up in that those things are real. And I've decided that somebody gets mad at me on social media and wants to block me, unfriend me, or whatever. Bye.
Well, I'm going to be quite honest with you. The last 4 days, I guess it's been 4 days, 5 days without social media. I think the only thing, I posted a couple of pictures from a hotel one night, and I posted the thing about not having my phone. But I'll be honest with you, there is, I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
I was so plugged in and we laughed. That's the thing. Donna said we were pulling out of actually we're standing in the store and she goes, what are you going to do? And I said, what can I do? And I said, and she's just about, because we laugh all the time. We grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
So she's over there just, squeezing her cheeks together, probably her butt cheeks too, from just exploding with laughter. And I looked at her and I said, it is not funny right now, but it will be in about 10 minutes. And so
give me a minute.
I just walked away and I heard her just cackling. And then it was not, 2 days later in the hotel, I hear her in the bathroom just rolling and laughing. And I'm like, what is so funny? And she's like, your phone's in a porta potty. And I was just, that's just one of many. We laughed more. We laughed more on this trip than I worried about that phone 10 times over.
Oh,
So,
there you go. Amen, says Tim. Resume
Yeah.
life and keep going. So sorry, Janet. Prayers going out to you and your family. Sending prayers, love, and peace, hon. Elizabeth, LOL, that's me. I got my Las Vegas Lyft drivers in my phone when she lived in Las Vegas. Yes, true. And yes, Rhonda, my friends and I are doing a 3-day cleanse from social media. No social media, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Nice.
You know what? And it's true. It's true. We get caught up in that. We missed you though. Love you, Teri tidbits. Yeah. We do look forward to those Teri tidbits, Terry-isms or whatever, I can just hear Miss Donna.
Right. I know you can, Rhonda. I know you can hear her. I know Suzanne knows her too. So
I still write letters and that means more people. Yes. Those are all really great things. You guys have been so cool and interactive today. In a recap, look for the blessings, create a memory, take time to experience that memory, live in the moment. Be sure to be kind to yourself. And we've learned that perfect, when looking back, is actually imperfect.
And get the insurance on your phone and leave your phone. And leave your phone in the car, because sometimes you're going to be at a porta potty and you're going to have to use it. So just leave your phone in the car.
Yeah, check your back pocket before you go. Now, there are people who will reach right into a phone they've dropped in a toilet in a place and just keep right on going. I may not be that person.
I'm pretty sure that would have traumatized me. You didn't see what I saw.
No, I didn't say I would be that person. I mean, even if you drop it in a toilet somewhere in a Walmart in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, I'm not so sure I'm going to stick my hand in a public toilet to get my phone out. Yeah. Does it mean that much to me? I don't think so.
Well, and here's the other thing is, to go back to this, because I really do think it's an important thing, is creating space for yourself to be acceptable or to be accepting. And just to have some space for yourself when you do something that, we've all done stuff in our life where we could just be as busy kicking our butt as a one-legged person, just constant, just, I can't believe I did that. I'm so stupid. It is what it is. Rhonda makes a good point about, you take it for what it is. You don't add to it. You don't have to deflate it. And you just live life,
And 9 times out of 10, what did I learn from this? There's always something. What did I learn from this? And there's always some wisdom that you can take from a situation, whether it's buying more space, whether it's not putting your phone in your back pocket before you go to the bathroom in a public place. There are all sorts of things that you learn and go, okay, what did I learn from this? How can I go on and make life better from there? So
I learned that Vermont is beautiful, and I will go back with a new phone.
There you go.
And my big camera.
Well, if you're going to reach out to Teri, reach out to her on email today through Transcending Turbulence.
Yes, I will be on email today. Hopefully have my phone back up and going, and I will make a grand announcement when I'm back in the social media world, just so folks will know that I'm back. But yes, and I'm looking forward to connecting with everybody. We appreciate you guys so much. Devon, how can they reach you?
DevonO'Day@gmail.com. If you guys want to give us a topic for the show, if you've experienced something, we thank you for being interactive, for sharing, for subscribing wherever you're watching this. Launch date is on every Wednesday at noon. Have a great day, everybody.
Yes, have a great day and increase the peace and keep your phone close.